All right, punters and dribblers, welcome to the season-ending awards show. We
should have wore black tie.
We should have, bit late, couldn't do it, forgot. For about even, season 3, the rugby league season in the books, and so is season 3. Funnily enough, season 4 starts next week. Brought to you as always by our good friends at Ned's, the only place we like to punt. There is also a group that we are building right now on Ned's. It's in the works, but you can go in there if you'll see that we put up a post on our Instagram, on Hello Sports Instagram as well. Go to Ned's, the group tab, put in the code, you can join. Eventually you'll be able to share your bet slips as well, so we can all get on. At this stage, you're just seeing ours. Sebo's are really good. Mine haven't shockingly been very, very good of late. But that's something cool that we're working on. Shout out to Ned. Thanks for your support. Back, as always, for the season finale. But we will do just a couple of bets, some nominal bets this week for a bit of fun. Joining me, as always, Edward Simpson, Sebo, Random Stats Guy, Nathan Corbet. How are we all?
Well.
Very well.
Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, feel like bit of a transitional period. Season's over. Rugby league season's over. Takes a week to kind of get out of your system.
Well, you've got to get your bearings.
Yeah.
You've got to get your bearings. Let's not forget the daylight savings as well. Just throws you off kilter a little bit.
I actually think I don't think I've been thrown by daylight savings as much as I have been this time. I don't know if it's an age thing.
Well, I think you become more finely tuned, Tom, to the world around you, potentially, the older you get. That could be wrong. But I feel finely tuned this time around, and it's fucking done me in. Just a subtle hour wreaked havoc on me.
Yeah.
Did it wig you out? You're in Queensland, weren't you?
Yeah, didn't have to change the time at all. So
they're fucking cruising backwards up there, aren't they?
That's just perfect. You don't have to change it. You don't have to worry about any times or anything going like, oh, is this the wrong time? Oh, wait, no. Don't have to change it.
But you got to change it when you get back.
Yeah, I know, but, with technology these days, it just does it for you.
But now your sleep cycles, you're sitting up, it's like sunny at 6:30, like what's going on?
I wouldn't say I got jet lag from it at all. I think the sun's always good.
Pretending you got jet lag coming back from Queensland would be the fucking dribbliest thing.
That would be. That'd be a lot.
That's real playground stuff.
I've got a question before we move on here for Monsieur Corbet. Now, those pants look like sort of a Sebo Lululemon vibe, are they?
They're not. They're Saba. Very
Never
good
heard of
material.
Saba. They do look good material.
Very good material.
I feel like every week I'm feeling his fucking garments.
I feel like it's not an episode.
What are they, like a lime? Not a lime green, but they're like...
They're not green at all.
Yeah, but like...
They're grey.
They're like grey green.
There's a tiny tinge of green in there.
Is there?
Or like...
There's a tiny bit.
Yeah.
That's not a grey. That's grey. That's a grey.
You can have two greys, but that's different types of grey.
There's a hint of green in there.
Shout out to anyone still listening. Anyway, as we said, it is the awards night. But the bets we will be covering, we'll do a Thursday night football for the NFL. The Shriners Children's Open. These golf fucking tournaments, they'll just throw any name at it. The Bathurst 1000, and we'll do a kitchen sink multi as well. We do have a lippy dribbler joining us this week, intern Braden of intern Braden fame. Bit of accountability.
Yep.
Grand final. Now, no one in the Panthers' 28-12 defeat of the Eels, no one's bets got up.
Edwards, Sevo fucked you, Tom. Edwards fucked me. Edwards fucked Rando. Penasini fucked Seba. And Lippy was fucked by Edwards. So we're all one leg away.
One leg off.
But do we think that mine was probably, well, not even arguably, it was the closest because Sevo literally dropped the ball over the line.
Well, yeah.
That was a bad beat.
Yeah.
Sevo doesn't fucking drop the ball.
What was it paying?
36.
Yeah.
36.
Look, I'll give it to you. It was a bad beat.
That drop ball, we'll get to the end result, but that drop ball may have had massive ramifications on my season.
It may have.
It may have. First-time try scorers. Now, I mean, did we miss the signs as soon as Rando points out that only once in the last 50 years has a try been scored on the right-hand side?
It was always going to happen.
It was always going to happen.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The moment the words were mouthed, it was always right side. I tend to, and it's at my own peril, obviously, miss signs when they present themselves.
Was that the sign we missed? There was a sign you and I caught eyes at one point when we missed that sign.
No, I don't think it was.
I think you were already talking about that sign. That sign happened live.
Yeah.
Because that was the first sign, and I was sitting, whereas the second sign, I was up over this part of the room.
I don't remember what the sign was, but we missed some fucking signs. My God, we missed some signs.
We did. But Panthers humped the Eels. Eels weren't in it.
Eels sucked.
Eels sucked.
No disrespect. Panthers were great. Eels didn't suck. They weren't very good. Well, they weren't good, but the Panthers weren't very good.
They were a long way off the Panthers. A long way off them.
Yeah, it was over in the first 10 minutes, which sucked.
It was actually a shit grand final, mate.
As a grand final viewer, it wasn't a good grand final.
No.
Taking teams out of it, like if you're just neutral.
Like the second half was just a fucking care.
Well, we were in a room full of people, and like it was disinterested city by the end of it. Everyone was just talking.
Mate, people tuned out. People tuned out halfway through the first half after 20 minutes.
Yeah. 18-0.
Certainly wasn't gripping.
Terrible year for grand finals. Had the AFL one, which was over by quarter time as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
So first 20 minutes.
Not the year of the GF.
No, it wasn't. Now we move on to first try scorers. None of us were right. The Clive.
Yeah.
Myself, Rando,
and Seb.
And Sebo all salute.
The
750.
Three of the four on the couch.
You don't mind that?
Says a lot.
You don't mind that?
I don't appreciate that, Corvée. I don't. But yes, it does say a lot. Fisher Harris, in hindsight, was a waste of energy. Not him personally. Putting him in for a Clive was thoughtless and dumb. And
I think Edwards was, to use the term I've been using a lot lately, cherry ripe.
Yeah.
Should have won it the week before, arguably. They gave it to Cleary because he scored a try. A lot of people would like Edwards will come out and rip and tear. He'll run for fucking 200, 300 metres. He'll set up a couple of tries, which he did. He did all that.
Yep.
And then he had the Scott Sattler-esque, even though he's not a lock, tackle which was nice.
it was a good tackle.
That one in the medal.
They were nice optics. Nice optics. People loved that shit.
Yeah.
A bit of a throwback,
but
a
if
bit of
you
a
look
nod
at like
to 2003.
To'o's fucking stats were pretty horn dog.
Dude, part of me's like To'o was robbed.
Yeah. I don't think a winger can win it anymore. Knowing off the back of what To'o did, like 24 runs, 299 metres, 102 post contact, scored 2 tries. What more could you ask for?
Yeah, if you had To'o as the Clive,
you're blowing up.
You'd be fucking. In fact, I think my brother might have. You'd be fucking furious.
Yeah.
No, your brother talked a lot about it pre-game and didn't put it on.
I forgot to get it on. Well,
he didn't forget. He just didn't. I don't know if he forgot.
I think what it was that he had said Matty Johns or someone had been saying, or Cooper Cronk had been like, To'o Clive. Then Will forgot about it, forgot to put it on.
Right.
Game was already on. To'o scored 2, and he's like, fuck, I didn't get on it. Lucky, because Edwards got it. But still.
But you're right. If To'o doesn't win it from there, then I don't think winners can win it.
Maybe if you got one more try, then
You've almost got to get a GF Hattie, don't you?
A Hattie and run over 300.
Michael Robertson got a
we
Hattie.
ran 299.
Yeah, but that's not 300.
It's not enough. Yeah.
Michael Robertson got
probably only ran 80 metres though.
Yeah, that's true. He was.
But it's also, I think it's also the manner of the try. You can't just flop over the line, which one of the tries was. You got to do some.
You need
work.
those old school like semi-Rad tries where he just like busts some guys at his own 10 metre and runs another 90.
Well, like three Brian To'o tries against Cody Walker the week before, he probably gets it right.
Yeah.
3 of them and you're home and hosed.
Yep. Anyway, so Dilly Edwards gets up for you 3 and Fisher Harris shockingly doesn't for me. Into the NFL, the Bengals defeat the Dolphins. The Fish, the fucking QB, got KO'd to her. So, again, shockingly, none of us getting up in the NFL. Rando, you were a Dolphins win away,
I know.
which was always fucking gone after Tua got injured.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I was a Chevy Chase away.
A Chevy Chase away. Yep, you were. A Jamar.
Look, Sebo had nothing.
No, I had Mixon.
Oh, he had Mixon.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Burrow threw. I think just...
No, he threw 265. So you got that.
Yeah, I think...
280. 280 you got.
Yeah, just did Tyreek Hill go off? I think he only got like 1 yard. I must have got injured. Like, I was checking the stats and he was like at -1 yard for like the whole game. So that's just an injury away, really.
Tough. Tough for us all. Chiefs defeat the Buccaneers 41-31.
Well done, Sebo.
Yep.
Six
It's a good
53.
one.
Nice little salute there, mate.
Yep. The Chiefs, watch this one. Mahomes is just doing, is it indefensible, the word? Like things. Just like some of the touchdowns he's...
That touchdown where he just did that spin move and
Yeah,
then just
yeah,
basically...
yeah.
And they were showing video of him before the
Yeah.
game practicing the little basketball shot over the top. That
Like, what are you meant to
I know,
do against
I
that?
know.
You know what I mean? That's not a play. That's
Yeah.
just him coming up with shit. And he was light on his feet through every play. And then I think, what the Bucks scored? They 31, and I'm pretty sure it was like Brady's 4th time ever he scored like 31 points and like lost a game somehow. Like the Chiefs are humming.
Listen,
And
I think it takes a hundreds of millions of dollars divorce settlement to fuck Brady in a 31-point loss.
Yeah.
Like,
Giselle's not wearing the ring anymore, punters and dribblers.
Isn't she?
No, the ring's off.
I see. I don't like. I mean, look. Obviously, I know the way of the world. Like divorce happens. My parents are divorced. You know, like
You know
I
the
get
numbers,
it.
Tom.
I know the numbers, but I like to believe in love with really hot people,
I
like David and
that.
Victoria Beckham. I don't want to see them break up.
No, no one does. You need
Tom
to
and Giselle
well, you need to believe in love. You need to believe
between
in love.
really hot people.
But I think we need to call a spade a spade. You know, Tom got greedy. He became a greedy little guy.
He had to come back for one more. Dude, you've been
You'd
playing
already
for too long.
retired. You'd fucking made the announcement. You'd already put out the post and shit. You can't then backtrack a month later and go, nah. Like, your missus is like, you played fucking 20 years, mate.
Yeah.
Imagine the head knocks. I've been with the kids the whole time.
Yeah.
You're like, you're obsessive.
Yeah.
in
And
your
because she would
approach.
be like second priority. Because the guys
100%.
obsessed.
The whole family would be.
Yeah. And she would just been so excited and then got the rush and then it gets taken away from her. Like, oh, yes, I've got
She would've had-
I've got
she
my
would've had their
husband
life plan,
for
you
the
know?
first
Yeah.
time in 20 years. And
I've
he's
given
like,
up my modelling career. I was the highest paid model in the world, just being hot as shit. And you know what? Like, maybe I wouldn't have minded to have done a bit more of that.
Yeah. Gone out and shake my thang. So, listen. That's what happens when you get a bit greedy, punters.
Greedy guts.
Greedy guts.
But that's NFL. The golf, we had absolutely nothing.
Nothing doing at the Sandersons
That's
farm.
got to be the first time, I think, because we're all pretty... We can usually jag something in the golf.
Yeah, Denny McCarthy was coming like T9 at the like halfway, and then he just shat the bed. Came like T30. I thought I was banking those units, but
Sam Burns was 30-odd. 30th odd for Tom.
Everyone, like,
both mine got cut, so that's
Yeah.
great.
That's
Yeah.
usually what happens.
I think that's back-to-back weeks. So
That's usually what happens with
listen.
you, Eduardo.
No, it's not good. It's not good
Now,
enough.
unit scoopers, I had Crichton, Edwards, Gotho, Blake. I did get Crichton,
now
Gotho.
if you want to talk about a bad beat, I had Panthers 13+, Toto, Kick-Out, Cleary, Crichton. Obviously got the Toto and Crichton legs and the 13+ leg. Kick-Out and Cleary both were over the line and both knocked it on.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they're bad beats because two of them happened, but it's tough.
Yeah, but I'm a bounce of a ball away twice, sure.
What was that
But
paying?
It was like a 60-something, you know what I mean?
That's the
why
last
it's a
thing
bit-
we would have needed was somebody to give us $60 fucking unit scooper.
Yeah. Rando
Only
was an
Dylan
Edwards
Edwards
away,
away.
so that's pretty good. The Lippies didn't get up. I didn't go through how he went, but he didn't get up.
Was that? It was bloody. It
Klutz,
was
wasn't
Klutz.
Klutz.
So
Mel Caddick.
the big fella, the big NFL guy, Mel Caddick, the Ponzi scheme, nothing doing.
Nothing.
Shock horror.
Nothing.
Nothing. He was
Not a single bet.
No.
Nah, he
Not
was
even
0
a
from
single
6.
NFL bet.
Well, and that's where
Yeah.
that's where Mel gets into her work. The kitchen sink, I had kick out. Now I am starting to believe I'm back on your side. Unlucky, bounce the ball. Eddie, you had Sebo Gotho, and Rando, you had Dilly Edwards. So
You had Edwards everywhere,
you
mate.
love
I did mention that
You
I was
had too
horny
much
for
Edwards.
Yeah.
Well, that was
horny
also a
much.
sign.
too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing. Just take the Clive and walk away.
Yep.
That's
Now, weekly results, please, Edward, and standings, please.
Results pathetic. Results pathetic. Sebo 3 from 13 minus 0.98. Lippy none from 6. He didn't have golf bets or anything in there, so he's minus 2.39. Rando 1 from 13 minus 10.25. Golf really fucked us. I'm 2 from 13 minus 11.6. Tom 5th 0 from 13. But the standings,
The standings.
I've fallen short.
Standings. Oh, I didn't know.
I've fallen short.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I knew yesterday and I kept my mouth shut. I was like,
Dude,
we'll
well
have
done.
drama on
I
the
didn't
show.
look. Oh, my God.
So I'm plus 14.05, Tom plus 15.80.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good.
Wow.
Fuck,
You can't
dude.
get closer.
No. So I've fallen short at the death. 2 wins wasn't enough.
Wasn't enough.
2 wins not enough.
Fuck yes, dude. So you're the biggest loser.
I'm the loser.
You're the fucking loser. We'll get a hat made for you, saying
I'm
I'm
the
a shit
loser.
punter. Is that your second last? Second time you've come last?
Nah, first.
No,
So-
I've come last.
Oh, you're
Twice.
a
Yeah.
two-timer.
Yeah.
Sebo plus 31969 wins the season. Well done, Sebo.
Well done, Sebo.
Thank
Welcome
you.
to the Winners Club,
Thank
dude.
you.
Well done,
Thank you.
Sebo.
Yeah. It's great to get one because I know times were dark and everyone laughed when I said that I'm like a storyline punter. I need to build up the drama, lose a couple, and then fight my way back. And I did it. And look, yeah, I've got 2 wooden spoons to my name, but I'll take 10 wooden spoons for 1 victory. You know what I mean? Like, no one remembers second or third.
I've never had
Yeah.
a spoon, so I'm comfortable with victories. But Jesus Christ, 319, dude. 319.
Yeah, even without my Ozaki 8, I still win it, clearly.
Comfortably.
Yeah, so you can't even
No,
bring
well,
it
that,
down
we
to
were
Ozaki.
saying that even without the Yazaki, you're plus 119-ish or 120 about.
Yeah. Double
Which
my
is-
money without the Ozark.
Which is very
Yeah.
impressive. Rando plus 40.
I mean, that's...
I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
second.
You have that.
it's-
You only had 100 bets.
There'd be an asterisk, but
16 from 100, not bad.
It's an asterisk bet. Obviously, controversial circumstances in season
That's right.
2022.
The Lippy survive in terms of their bankroll. Clutch didn't have any golf bets, though. I think we know how they would have gone.
Yeah.
I think they
Yeah.
do run out of money then.
Well, I think they're
Yeah.
lucky they didn't have golf bets, right?
So 36 from 355, dead last, minus 95.56.
$44 remaining.
So one, maybe max 2 Lippies, and they would have been gone.
Well, no, not even.
Yeah.
Like, one more and they're done. Like,
Yeah.
Klutz puts golf on and they're done.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
That's the fucking lay of the land. So the Lippies stink. We all know that. Lippies got pumped. Hell of a season.
Hell of a season.
On to the awards.
Let's get to the awards. The Misters. The Misters.
Yep.
Let's get to the Misters.
You take us through them, Ed. You take us through them, buddy.
I love Misters. Misters is my favourite part.
Yeah.
Of the
You
year.
like the Misters?
Yeah.
We're about to get to them in just a moment.
Jesus.
she is.
How's that
calm down.
leak?
Fuck me.
Holy shit! Tobler! Holy fuck!
All right, fuck. Well, that was a lot. Welcome back. If you don't know what happened, basically our roof collapsed and pissed gallons, gigaliters of water into our studio, all over the TV, all over the sound system, all over some microphones, all over some carpets, all over Tobler. It got wet in there. It got wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, got wet. Got real wet.
Got real wet. We basically had to abandon the show because now, well, I mean, the place was...
It got wet quick.
It got wet real quick.
It was unbelievable timing from you. You were like, "I'll just check that lake," and as soon as you said that, walked over.
I
completely
just
fucked.
was like, this thing is coming down. It was cats and dogs
Yeah.
season, and I was like, I know this thing has got a couple of drips in it, and this rain will not abate.
Yeah.
It was known to drip, but
Not piss.
it never fucking pissed like that.
It's like the closest in my life that I've experienced, like to the engine room scene in Titanic, as it's filling
Yeah.
up and the water things are coming down and
Yeah.
cunts get left in there.
It was
and
our
you're like,
Titanic moment.
Yes, seriously. It was filling up like, oh shit, we've sprung a leak here. And I assure you, Captain, she will sink. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
So we had to abandon the show. It's kind of fucked us a little bit with some bets this week. Thank Christ this is more of an award show. But basically, things have had to change slightly. But what we are getting to now, punters and dribblers, as I welcome everyone back, courtesy of our good friends at Ned's, the only place that we punt is Ned's. Get on with Ned's responsibly if you want to. We're going to do a sort of preview of the Rugby League World Cup and the T20 World Cup, and we're also going to go through who won each sport over the season. Because as you will remember from about 5 minutes ago that you've already watched in this episode, Eddie came last. So we just want to know, and I didn't, we just want to know what the breakdown was and how a season where no one did well except for Seb, how Eddie came dead last. So I'm going to throw it over to you, Eddie, to take us through the Misters and also just congratulate you once more on coming last.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate that. The Misters, prestigious awards, obviously. Now, we kick things off with Rugby League. I thought we'd start there.
Yeah.
First, Sebo.
Wow.
Plus 2.95.
Plus two, just 2 units for first.
Plus 2.95.
After hitting an Ozaki 8 of 100.
No, but that's not a rugby league bet.
That's not a rugby league bet. It's a unit
Okay, I like that. Okay.
It can't be one and the other.
Yeah.
Also, you'll notice that a Nozaki 8, you can put 1 unit on it, whereas rugby league bets, you're betting to win 5.
Yes, okay.
So wouldn't it work?
No, that's fair.
No, because you
Okay.
can throw anything into a unit scooper. It's its own category.
It's its own category.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the units.
Yeah, okay.
Like, let's leave a bit of suspense as to who may have won that.
yeah, for sure.
Rando second. I've asterisked every single one of you for these.
absolutely.
Because you didn't see enough winters.
No.
Second, minus 0.57. I was third, minus 14.02. The Lippy, fourth, minus 25.1. And Tom, pathetic, minus 26.67.
Dude, this was comfortably the worst rugby league tipping season from a human ever.
Yeah, but-
What do
And
you mean?
I also think worth pointing out that his average odds, which I should have got up, would have been about $40, which means that...
That's what he does, though. He thinks he's like safeguarding units by putting 40-1 bets on, and because he's only betting, a couple of bucks here and there for those things, but then over time, because they rarely ever hit, you end up in it.
You accumulate this. Well, mate, remember I was 0-80 or whatever from the start of this season. It was like the worst. I didn't hit an NRL bet, and I wasn't.
They're 50-1.
No, but even some of the early ones weren't. Like, obviously, I know predominantly I like to sort of sometimes throw the bat at
the
it.
early ones were much better.
No, but what I mean is I tried so many different things. I tried to, change it up so many times to try and find my mojo, and nothing fucking worked. It was truly the worst rugby league tipping season of all time.
I think we've learned that if you're going to bet on rugby league, at least I kind of think I have figured it out for next season, get your $5 to $8 range. Find a couple of things you're bullish on and just put them together, and that's how you get rugby league, because it's a tough sport to wrangle. As soon as you throw in 5 legs, it's
Tom's first NRL bet, just for context, $19.20.
Yeah, right. Did it hit?
No,
Okay, it didn't hit. That's unfortunate.
didn't hit.
That's unfortunate. Well, congratulations to all of the rugby league bettors.
Yep, only
season.
one in the positive.
Yep. Well done, mate. Well done.
Yeah, I'll take that.
That's impressive considering it was a generally tough season. Clearly,
A bet on every single game of rugby league. I don't know what's that, 8 times 27, and I've come out positive. So
about even, but up.
Yeah, positive. Positive. Yeah, about even, but positive, side of about even.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're up. You're up. Let's just leave it at that. AFL, interesting.
Oh, I'll be last in this.
AFL's interesting. You are last, Sebo, correct. First, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Plus 11.84.
Wow, Mr. AFL. I think I was Mr. AFL last time.
Rando second. Again, asterisk. Sorry, bruh. Minus 0.97. I was third, minus 7.09. Lippy fourth, minus 7.75. Sebo fifth, minus 10.77.
Yeah, not my sport to bet on.
You were honest about that. Was that this year where you were stealing? You were getting.
Yeah, he was getting.
I got
L2?
a Boots bet.
He was buying AFL
So they
bets.
were mailed in, weren't they?
Yeah, someone
Paying for
gave
it.
me that bet.
Yeah, you're paying for
But
it.
look, AFL's not my sport to bet on. Like, I don't mind watching the sport here and there, but I just can't figure out how to bet on $1.05 anytime goal scorers
It's
in
almost
any sport.
It's almost
And then-
not the satisfying thing to be a Mr. of either, because it's just such a dumb sport to bet on.
Yeah. Oh, buddy's paying $1 to kick a goal.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
And most of them only do get 1 goal anyway. It's like, and you're like, okay, double
it's a
up, and
shit
it's
sport
like
to bet on.
to get good odds, you need a bloke to kick 5 fucking goals. Is that a bag? He's got to kick a bag. And then disposals, they need 50.
The only way I was thinking about it on the drive in yesterday today, actually. It's like, I think to be a good AFL punter, or at least know what's happening, you have to be like a fantasy guy, because you need to be one of those guys who like knows exactly how many disposals people get,
What
and all
their
that
averages
stuff.
are.
And you're only doing that if you've got them all in front of you and you're playing fair. You know what I mean? Where it's like rugby league can get a vibe of like, hey, AJ's overpriced for a try at $3. Where here it's like disposals, you're just throwing shit at a wall unless you're following every single stat.
No,
that's my rant.
No, mate. AFL. Listen, I'll take being a mister, but it's definitely the lamest, probably.
You take a mister.
You take a mister. You have to.
You got to take them while they're up. Golf. This is Sebo. This went a long way to you fucking having a great season.
Yep.
Sebo first, plus 43.
Whoa!
There you go. That's sticking strong to Scotty Chef.
I tell you what, kid can bet.
Yep.
Dude,
Plus
kids golf,
43.27.
that's great for golf. Look,
Fucking good.
it's great for our golf element of the show, which and many argued would never recover.
Well, I think that's
proof that...
Proof's in the pudding.
Proof's in the pudding.
Proof's in the pudding.
Yep.
Pudding,
That's a hell of a
41
pudding.
unit pudding.
That's a hell of a
I'll
pudding.
take that. That's good. That's good. Well, I think it was it this season? I punted my way to a few golf clubs, I think. Like when I
Responsibly, of course.
Yeah. But that was my aim. So maybe that's the secret. If you really want to
Set a goal.
Set a goal, so you're not just throwing shit at a wall.
You think it's about setting goals?
Yeah.
Well, they say it's tremendously valuable to set goals.
Goal setting. Yeah. People have written many books on goal setting.
They have. They have.
I haven't read them.
No. Tom's second, plus 3.74.
Kid can bet on golf. Kid can bet on golf.
I was third, minus 20.99.
Wow. So you and me just really
just
are the cream of the crop, Sebo.
Me and golf. Rando. Again, asterisked. Not enough winners, but fourth, minus 21.57.
It's a new sport. I'm just honing my craft.
I think we can comfortably put Eddie below you.
Yes,
don't worry, that's
absolutely.
fine. You didn't
At least
understand.
it's not below the Lippies. At least.
Lippy, fifth, minus 26.56.
Sure.
Well done, Lippies.
That's a ridiculous plus 41 on golf. We bet every fucking week on golf.
Yeah. No, I feel like I definitely had a couple of good weekends, but just obviously riding Scotty helped me a lot, like picking him up from a, ranked 30th to him getting number one at Masters, and being on him every week obviously helped. Cam Smith.
You basically hopped on a horse, not at the back of the pack, but kind of, if it was a 30-horse field, and you just hopped on him and just rode that motherfucker all the way to the finish line.
Yep. Yeah. I think it's just I've got a vibe for the T20s as well, because you just bank those guys, and if you just get them, they cover your outlay for the week. So T20s with a couple of butzers, I'm cheering.
Proud of you, mate.
Good on you, mate. Formula One. Shout out to the Lippy. Mr. F1.
No way.
Yeah.
The Lippy, and you know what? That's probably how they identify as well, where it's like, dude, or what, you don't like F1, or like, it's sort of the same as like NBA, where it's like you're proud to know a sport from another country.
Yeah, there is a bit of that. There is an element of that, certainly. Lippy's of that, they're very much that person.
What were they?
Minus 1.66.
Okay, so they're hardly great.
No, they're hardly great, but they got the dub, so it is what it is. I was second, minus 3.67. Sebo, third, minus 3.97. Tom, fourth, minus 17.14.
That's what happens when you pick fucking Charles Leclerc every week at fucking $2 and he never wins. That's what happens.
And Nathan didn't have a bet, so good on you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
UFC.
Oh, great.
Sebo. Mr. UFC. First.
Oh, what?
I think I got a couple in the last ones we
Plus
bet on.
6.06.
There we go.
Jesus, this is a season for me, Sebo. Wow.
Wow, really?
You're fucking mistering up, dude, in a big way. Lippy was second, plus 0.14. I was third, minus 0.67. Nathan Rando, fourth, minus 1.43. Tom, minus 6 in fifth.
You know what? Minus 6 is not too bad, but I also...
You pride yourself on
I
it.
feel that I should be better than that.
You pride yourself on it.
Yeah, you bring a lot of knowledge in that, but then I think you probably...
I mean, I did go Max Holloway round 2 against Volkanovski, you know what I mean? Like, I deserve to come last.
But that plus 6 is...
Very handy.
I think I got, in the last kind of couple times you bet on it, I got quite a few then. Otherwise, it would have been down the bottom. But you should probably... You do half the work by knowing the sport, watching it, talking about it, but then you just go back to your...
I revert to
second
Old
round
Testament Tom.
knockout, whatever else you can jam into that, and then there's no point in the
Anytime try
knowledge.
score into a UFC game, if I can do it, I will. It's not smart.
But you coming last is...
I've got some soul searching to do.
It's punishment for your.
Yeah, but I've got
Simple as
soul
that.
searching to do from a gambling perspective, like tactics wise. I need to search my soul for different tactics. New Testament Tom was not around for very long. He quickly reverted back to Old Testament Tom.
He did.
Yeah,
Well, you could argue he never left.
you could argue that. You could.
Horse racing. Me. Mr. Horse Racing.
Yeah.
That's
Mr.
probably
Pony.
the most. Well,
Yeah, did we do one race all year?
we did like 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Minus 0.92. You were second, 0.94.
There you
Sebo
go.
0.98 and the Lippy minus 3.77.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
like I'll happily give you horse racing, but 5 bets to give a mystery away.
Yeah, I know.
is a
It's
bit
pretty.
like-
It's pretty hollow. It's what happens when you come dead fucking last and you're just trying to find yourself.
Yeah. Well, I had to put it in. Kitchen sink. The people's champ.
Yep, I knew it.
Me.
Mr. Sink.
Yeah, Mr. Sink. Looking after the people, plus 91.01. Sebo, second, plus 89.08. Rando, plus 80.38. And Tom, plus 63.9.
I'll take it. I'll be interested to know what the breakdown would be of just your individual, because obviously we're all up heavy because that one sink hit.
Well, you just take off
You just take up the
74.
same amount, so it's still the same.
Take off
thing.
74.
Everyone got the same hits when it went off, and then it takes in your individual legs as well. So it's like it would be the same gap between first to fourth.
Right. Yeah. So there's still the same gap, but I just more meant like where we'd actually be just
You
on
just
individual
take
ones.
74 off.
So I'd be minus 10 ish.
You'd be minus 9.95.
Yeah. Thank God that big one hit, eh?
And then Mr. Unit Scooper. Mr. Unit Scooper. This is a fair deviation here. Sebo first, plus 202.38.
Okay.
Yep.
Rando, minus 8. Again.
Yes.
Asterisk.
That was just conservative unit scooping.
Tom, third, minus 11.74. I was fourth, minus 22. And the Lippy, fifth, minus 30.09. They don't get
they
unit
didn't hit one.
scoopers.
They don't know how to hit.
That's
unit
because
get
like
it.
throw there's a tactic around unit scoopers. Like, yeah, have your big like 100 to 1, 200 to 1 ones, but try just get your 20 to 1s to cover the outlay for the whole season. If you
How
know
many
what I mean.
20 ones did you hit? You hit like a fucking
I
$200.
hit, yeah, but I had a 200. I had a 198 to 1 and then a few other little ones.
Did you? Did
Yeah.
you have a couple
Well,
of
how
little
could I
unis?
possibly be up?
Well, he's 202, so...
So what?
he would've-
198 is what he hit, right?
So you would have had to have hit 2 at least.
Yeah,
Yes.
because
so
you
yeah.
outlaid $10 each week, so you outlaid $250.
I realize
each
you've
week.
you've at least done 2, but I'm just trying to work out what that other one would have
I
been.
think it was a Scottish chef, to be honest.
Ah, okay.
Like at around 20 to 1 or something. Yeah.
Fucking Scottish chef.
Fucking Scottish chef.
Tom Kim, my new man. Just so everyone knows, Tom Kim is mine. Just so everyone knows. Shout out to Tom
In
Kim.
fairness to you were on him first.
I was on him
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
Tom Kim's mine. Just want everyone to know. We're not doing golf this week, and it's been.
I had
but
Tom Kim in the sheet. Look,
He stole Tom Kim off me. Thankfully, well, not thankfully, but our roof collapsed. We had a Titanic moment, and we missed the jump on golf. So, but Tom Kim officially mine.
And
Watching it turn to
NFL,
shit.
so, you know,
Yeah, Devo.
which is terrible because
That's tough.
we were primed this week.
We were.
Anyway, that's the Misters.
That's the Misters.
That's the Misters for another year.
Congratulations for another season.
yeah, that's a hell of a season.
That's a hell of a season.
Commiserations, man.
No, it's all right. An asterisk is fine. I'll take it.
Yep.
I'll be
Yeah,
back
you
bigger
do
than
take
that.
that.
Mr. Asterisk.
Mr. Asterisk, yeah, 2022.
And do you have numbers if, like, because we all finished positive, if someone, like, just for the show's sake, the percentage of that we're up, if you followed every bet that we put on, if you know what I mean? Because we had, like, $4,000 arguably, and then you can just add on.
Would you just be?
So you're saying if they put on every bet,
Which we're not encouraging you to
No,
do.
no, like the show's percentage. That's what I'm more, because we aim for about even, but I think this season we got well above about even.
you would drag us up
Well, that's all right.
because you wouldn't put so that with the kitchen sink, right?
You'd only put that in once.
No, because each person puts a unit on it, so it's like.
But you're
someone
only
playing along at home.
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
be.
yeah.
So it's only you getting that in once. We'd all be significantly under. It'd just be whatever you're up
Right.
minus whatever we're down.
Well, I just
Mate, seriously, we'd probably be about even.
Yeah.
As a show.
Yeah.
I just think we're
Which makes sense.
yeah, and like
Lots of sense.
overall, individually, over all the 3 seasons, I think we're all about even or at least positive.
I've been positive every season.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
It's very good. Again, no one else is tracking their bets and keeping themselves honest and
We're
accountable
keeping
like we
ourselves
are.
extremely honest and accountable. And let's just another reminder as to how poorly the Lippies go. That's you, the people. So for those chirping up, proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Proof's in the pudding. Should we get to a little bit of preview?
Preview. Couple of World Cups coming up, punters and dribblers. Couple of big, thick World Cups coming up. That Rando, the big fella to me right, he's gone deep on everything.
The muscly, vascular, tight white shirt.
V-neck guy.
Yeah.
You know,
The V-neck Greek.
I started watching the OC over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Ryan, I
Season
swear to God.
one.
Yeah, dude.
Season 1.
There you go.
27 episodes, 45 minutes each. Knocked it out of the park.
You knocked it over.
Knocked
Yeah,
it
dude,
over.
you're good shit,
It's
huh?
Fucking good shit.
There we
He
go.
loves it
They're
too.
27 episodes in
20
season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Fuck, they didn't fuck around.
I
In
know.
season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1.
That's a lot.
How long did they go for? Like
40 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes.
27, 45
Yeah.
minutes.
Dude, it's
Fuck
good
me.
shit.
It is.
I watched it a
That's-
couple of times.
And it used to be on TV. That's half a year.
Yeah.
Far. I had no
More
idea
than.
it went for that long.
Yeah. Good
All
shit,
right.
dude. Good
Pretty
shit.
sad, pretty sad
good.
at the end. Seth on his boat.
Where
Absolutely. I don't know
are
where it's going.
What the hell is going on? Or is that season 2? When fucking Ryan's brother,
I
Trey.
think that's season
Hey
2.
now.
Hey, sorry, no, I'm just, it's
Fucking
all right.
hell.
Have
No,
you
no,
never
no.
watched it before?
No, I haven't. This is
No,
my first
remember we were
rodeo.
talking about it. We were talking
how I
about
don't watch
it.
TV shows.
Oh, right. That's
No,
true.
what was the end of season 1's where he's like sailing away,
Yeah,
right?
sailing away,
'Cause
and
him and
Ryan's gone
Summer
back to
broke
Chino.
up.
And they're at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and Ryan and Marissa, why were they on the rocks?
Because he's a bad boy.
He knocked
Didn't he
up.
have like
Oh, he knocked up
Yeah,
the
Teresa. Yeah.
Teresa again?
Teresa was his
Teresa's
girlfriend from back
Chino.
home. Girl from Chino. And remember when Teresa's
that's right.
boyfriend,
Yeah,
Eddie,
yeah,
keeps
yeah,
coming in and like fucking, hey, don't fuck my girlfriend, man.
Yeah, right. Do you know have you heard the controversy of that new film that's out?
Don't worry, darling.
Yeah, John Rodin.
Yeah.
You know the chick, she's...
Yeah, Olivia Wilde. Yeah.
the
She's
OC
in
as
it.
well.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, where do
What's
I...
the controversy of the film?
Like, I don't know exactly, but from what I hear is she was married to
Oh, yes, Sudeikis. That's
Sudeikis,
right.
and then she might have hooked up with Harry Styles, and
This
then
is such-
someone quit, then someone spat on someone, like Harry Styles might have spat on what's his face, the guy with the good eyes at the premiere.
The guy with the good eyes. He does have good eyes.
You know what's his name? He's
Chris Pine.
Chris
Chris
Pine.
Pine.
He's
yeah.
in Wonder Woman. He's the guy in Wonder Woman. Good film.
Harry Styles spat on...
No, that's
no.
it.
They
It's
cleared it up.
bullshit.
They cleared it
They
up.
cleared that
Yeah.
up. That's a wool pull. Anyway,
I
mean,
couldn't be more lost.
No. Yeah. It's a lot.
Couldn't be more lost.
Anyway, point of the matter is OC, great show.
Great show.
great.
We had
show.
a friend who based pretty much his entire
Yeah, Streety. For those that
2
know
years
the
of
Hello
his
Sport
life
world.
on Brian, get the leather.
Leather cuffs. He had like a choker necklace. Dude, choker necklace. Choker necklace. We'd wear the singlets and shit.
A blue blondes tight, Bonds tight.
Yeah, no, but all the singlets as well. Yeah.
Did he? He
Yeah,
was a big
dude.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Where's Ryan now?
He's old.
I think he popped up on like a Batman show or something.
Yeah, he
like
did.
A crappy.
No, he was
yeah.
also in like a comedy movie with like, I'm gonna say like a Mark Wahlberg-y sort of like comedy film where he's like the dad of some girl or
They
something.
never. None of them ever went on with it, did it?
It's hard when
Did
you're
they?
a teen kind
Yeah,
of.
Didn't
that's
Summer?
Seth. So yeah,
went
Summer's
far.
sort of still kicked. She's on
Yeah.
TV shows, and then Seth he's been in like movies and shit, but like I think they're doing okay.
Not really, though.
Not
really,
like
really.
not
And when you
killing
see
it.
him, you go, Seth.
They
Yeah.
wouldn't need to. They get the residuals from the show,
Yeah,
so that's
100%.
just like,
And that what's the Marissa's name? Like
Misha Barton.
Misha Barton.
yeah.
She ruined the whole thing by fucking. She like wanted off the show. She never went on to anything, and the thing had to end after 3 seasons.
Is that why it pulled up so
That's why
short?
they had to.
Well, I think they
Well-
may have kept going, but it was shit.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, that's a little detour.
Anyway, that's all ahead of you, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got all that ahead of you.
What happens to Misha?
Yep. Anyway, let's do some fucking previews. Start with the Rugby League. Start with the Rugby League World Cup. Rando, what do you got for us? What are we looking at? What do you got for us? We will be betting on this next week, but we thought preview this week, save us the time next week.
Absolutely. And obviously, heading into the markets, it's been basically polarised that Australia is still $1.50 despite bringing 13 new players into the side for the World Cup, which is ridiculously low odds. But honestly, I just can't see them losing a World Cup. I'm not too sure if that's because they've just dominated the last 50 years of this whole concept. So it is going to be interesting. They do come up against New Zealand probably in that semi-final. So we won't get an Australia-New Zealand final, which is a shame because I really like this New Zealand side. Their forward pack is absolutely stacked.
Yeah.
They've got Jesse Bromwich, James Fisher-Harris. Then they've got Nass, Jared Warrior-Hargreaves, Tarpanay, and Leota. Like, that's just fucking
It's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
The fact that Leota is probably going to be sitting on the sidelines with a big jacket on the whole time, watching the whole games, is crazy to think.
Yeah.
They're not in. So New Zealand at $4.50 is pretty good value. They were $5. Now they've come down a little bit because everyone's seeing the value in them. So New Zealand looking real good. They also made the final last time in England, but they did lose to Fiji in the previous World Cup in that quarterfinal as well, which I got on Fiji at $10, which was one of my biggest bets.
Really?
Unbelievable. I think I was just a joke.
So last World Cup, they lost the quarter to Fiji.
Yeah, they did.
That's as
8
arsey a
points to
bet as I've
6.
ever heard.
Yeah, I know. New Zealand weren't travelling too good at that point, but they are looking really good here. Dylan Brown and Jerome Hughes will be in the halves as well for them, so you just can't look past them at all. They'll be coming down that left side. And then you look at the second
Chris
rows.
also.
Sebi Chris, yeah.
Sebi
Mate,
Chris
they're
is
good shout at 450.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
their team's pretty good. And you feel that maybe they've got a bit of Queensland about them where they're kind of like galvanised and like, we're the underdog. We can do this. This is our year. I don't know. But like, it's worth a dabble, especially you got a bit of Kiwi blood in you.
Yeah, which
absolutely.
runs through my veins.
But you got the second rows as well, Papali'i and Niakora on top of that. So there's just too much arsenal for them, to be honest. And I think they're a better team on paper than Australia. It's just if they can gel together, because Australia are looking pretty good as well outside of their forward pack. Yes. But one other one is England. I think they're completely underrated. They're flying under the radar for this one. They're $2 to win their pool, which I think is great value. Samoa are actually the favourites to beat them. Samoa, they've only won 2 of their last 10 internationals. They've got Luai and Milford in the halves for them. Luai's only won 1 of his 5 games for Samoa, and then Milf is 4-4 as well. So they don't have too much of a great record. Joey Suwali at fullback also gives me question marks. I didn't think he played too well when Teddy went off against the Rabbitohs. That's the first time we've actually seen him play fullback. Does he have a passing game as a winger? I'm not too sure. So all those question marks are pointing ahead towards Samoa. And then Tonga, I have another pretender sort of situation. They do have an easy pool, and that might be the downside. They've got PNG, Wales, and Cook Islands that they go through, and then they versus the real big teams basically in the semis. So they could be in trouble in that case as well. And they haven't been the big 3 teams really in the last 4 years that they've played them. But it's really hard to find stats on who will win the World Cup because there's a huge new roster.
Yep.
No one's played internationals for 4 years as well. But if the safest bet is Australia, but if you're looking for some value, New Zealand definitely, and England to win the pool at $2 is another good bet that you can get on
England to win the pool.
Yeah.
I like England to win the pool.
They're
at
$2.15
$2.
for their first game against Samoa, and I'll be tipping England to
Jesus.
win. I mean, first game, Samoa's
stacked, but they haven't really played together.
No, but also like if you
ever.
see Milford in like an NRL game, it's like I don't trust him.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't trust him to dominate.
No. Who did Samoa play in those internationals recently? Or
They played
like
Cook Islands.
Did they get
yeah.
beaten?
No, they beat the fuck out of Cook Islands.
Someone got upset though.
Yes, so PNG, another team here as well, who are looking pretty good in their pool. They will finish second because they're also in that pretty shitty pool along with Tonga. They beat Fiji with a full stack side
right.
Fiji
Yeah.
had. And so you can't really trust them. They will probably finish second in that Australia pool as well. So you can see them kind of winning there, but they don't have any halves, Fiji, and I think that was their downfall, so I don't think they're a threat at all. I think they'll have Nguama and Braden Wakeham.
Brandon Wakeham, yep.
So other than that, I just don't see Fiji that way. But PNG, they're definitely smoky, and they gelled together. Most of those players will be playing who played in the President's 13 will be playing in that World Cup. So they've actually at least had one sort of trial game to gel together against a fucking good Australian side as well. So they could be better off for it. Will they knock over Tonga to win their pool? Probably not, but they will definitely push them. They've got them first up, and you want to be playing these Polynesian teams first up when they haven't gelled yet, because no one knows what the hell's going on. And I think there's very few teams who've actually had that trial as well, because Tonga didn't play internationals full stop since 2019. So
Did they not play in the rep round?
no, I think it was Samoa, Cook Islands, and
Fiji.
Or did they play? No, sorry, they played New Zealand. They did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. They did
pumped.
get pumped. They did. And they had a good side.
Yeah.
Like, as in, it was that was weird. That was an Olakawatu
they
again. Like, didn't play for like the 50th minute.
Because they hadn't played since they'd beaten Australia. And
Yeah.
It was like, fucking hell, Tonga, red hot, and they got pumped by New Zealand.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't close at all.
Yeah, I mean, definitely through to the semis, but I think after that, Australia, England at home as well. They've got a home World Cup. They probably should have been in the final in 2013. Brilliant Sean Johnson step won them the game in the last minute in Wembley.
Taumalolo also out, I would assume, for the first couple of games.
Did he get his suspension pushed over to the NRL side, or is it rep
I don't
round
think
serving?
so. I think he's serving it in the rep round.
And is Luai definitely playing? Or is
Yeah,
that,
Luai Samoa. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
Samoa, yeah.
Yeah.
And how much of grease to get out of there?
Probably 1,000 to 1. But
Yeah.
I'll be backing Ilias and Ilias to try and do
a
something
couple
there.
of good halves in there.
Surely they can get a win. Surely they can get one win.
I wouldn't be surely. What are they paying to get no wins? Okay, sweet. Is there any other things you looked at here for the World Cup?
Having a look at top try scorers, and first name that comes to mind is Josh Addo-Carr. Believe it or not, he's only had 2 caps for Australia, and he only played them way back in 2019. Just looking at this left side for Australia, they're going to dominate. Munster pairing with Fox again. Love to see that. If Val Holmes is playing, he'll be on the left-hand side. He had, I think, the second most try involvements of any centre in the NRL this season as well, so definitely putting it on for the Fox. He's paying around $4, $5 mark, so that's great value to be the top try scorer.
That is good.
Australia,
Yep.
most likely to play the most games in the World Cup, so equally you'd see Addo-Carr scoring, and you know that Australia have produced the top try scorer in the World Cup in the last 5 World Cups as
Also,
well.
a good storyline there, because I think I saw someone resurface the article by Fox Sports saying, like, who would go to the Bulldogs? Your rep career's over. And that whole
That might
storyline.
have been
Like,
crawls.
yeah, like basically, and it was like the photo of Addo-Carr as like the tile.
Yeah.
And so they're saying Addo-Carr's rep career's over, and then he obviously didn't get picked for Origin, but he comes out here. So you got storyline as well as kind of.
Did Tupou get picked for Australia?
No, Tonga. Daniel
Oh,
Tupou.
yeah, Daniel Tupou. Yeah, right. Okay.
That sets Addo-Carr up nicely, I think.
Yeah.
Like the naysayers,
Yeah.
your rep career's over, you go to the World Cup and fucking score the most
Yeah.
tries.
Yeah.
$4 to $5
Yeah.
bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You
I
want
like
Dollary
that.
dues for a Joshy Carr,
Yeah.
So
which
will-
obviously is still jinxed on this show.
Yeah,
So will
absolutely.
Latrell play right edge?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I mean, he is usually a left centre, but I don't know which way they go. I think probably putting Trell on the right edge might be the best if Val is to play, because he's played left the whole time through his rep career and stuff like that. And I feel Latrell is big enough he could play fucking anywhere and put on a show. So
Imagine if they put him on the left, though.
oh fuck, good night,
Yeah.
Josh Addo-Carr,
Yeah.
$4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jump
thanks
on
for
it,
coming.
jump on it. But
Thanks for coming.
there are other value as well. Ronaldo Mulatalo for New Zealand, paying around that $10 mark. Mike Acevo, a good shout as well for Fiji. Vunivalu was the second top try scorer in last World Cup in 2017. Only 1 try behind the eventual World Cup top try scorer, which was Val Holmes, who scored 7 tries and then 5 tries in 2 games.
That was right. It was ridiculous,
That is just
wasn't
ridiculous.
It? Yeah.
So he's really good value, Mike Acevo.
What's
And
he
then
paying?
He's paying around the $15 mark as well. So that could be something
top
to
try
look into
scorer in
the
the
whole.
He didn't get over once in that game against PNG from memory, and that was
That could be
not ideal.
possible.
For me.
Well, especially when you had him down for a Hattie.
I did have him down for a
Yeah.
Hattie, and I had Olam down for 2, and it was a multi, and so it was 5 tries, and I don't know if either of them scored any tries. So.
Yeah, Sevo's like, he can be a bit of a, what's it called when you're trapped in it? A mirage for like, tries, because it's like.
And anytime Mirage.
But he
Yeah,
could. No offense, and I love
anytime
the
Mirage.
I love the motherland and everything. But he could score 5 tries against Greece. He could run over some poor Greek winger.
It comes down
who
to pool
hasn't-
games.
Yeah. Who's he playing?
Greeks aren't the best wingers at the best of times. You know what I mean?
Have there been any great Greek wingers?
Who is the greatest Greek winger all time?
Can you play Braith and Astor on the wing at all?
Locking on the wing.
Yeah, Braith has played fullback at one stage. in his
Wait, isn't
career.
there the place for Cronulla, Magoulias or someone?
Yeah.
Maybe not Cronulla, but like the reserve.
Yeah.
If he's fullback, he could probably play wing.
Absolutely.
No one coming to mind there for Greek wingers, but we will see. Good luck to whoever's marking against Sevo. All right, what else you got?
Last one is Taylor May, $13 range for Samoa. They've got a pretty easy pull as well outside of England. If they are to score Samoa, I can see them coming down the left-hand side. They've got Luai, Tungo, and May, and that's just the Penrith left-hand side. So I feel like they're going to abuse that side of the field the most, Samoa, and if they're going to score points, it's going to come down Taylor May's side. So he's another really good shout, potentially as a top try scorer. Hopefully there'll be markets out for top try scorers in each team, and in that way, take the Taylor May, take the Micah, take Ronaldo, take Josh Adokar. They're still around that $2 mark. So
Put them together.
put them all together.
Put them all together.
That would be a great
That would be a multi.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
But yeah, those are the main sort of markets that you can kind of look at in terms of futures at the moment for the World Cup. But there is some good value there. As I mentioned, England I really like to win the pool. I think you can get on that at $2 right now, which is pretty good.
Beautiful. Love that. All right, is that rugby league?
That's rugby league.
Nice,
Fucking
baby.
oath. We'll get into all of that in a punting sense next week. But now we go to the Cricket World Cup, which I'm very horny for. Starting the pool stages, I think, next week. Or
Yeah,
the 16th, next Sunday?
Next Sunday.
Next
Saturday,
Sunday. So very, very horny for that T20 Cricket World Cup. What have you got for us, Mr. Stats Man?
So obviously the home team, Australia, looking really red hot. They love playing cricket in Australia. Other teams literally hate it. In fact, there's only one other international team who has a positive 2020 win record in Australia, and that is India. But I'll get on to them in just a sec. Australia's home tournament, they won the Rugby World Cup, the Cricket World Cup in 2015 down here. So you've got to think that they are deserving $3.75 favourites on Neds. So I do like them to take out the tournament. They've just got so many weapons in their arsenal as well. Josh Hazelwood's the number one T20 bowler in the world at the moment. He's also... Country boy as well. And he's also took 3 wickets in the latest game against West Indies, so he's coming into form on top of that. Then, obviously, as I mentioned, India looking real good. They've had 31 T20s this year alone, which is 15 more than any other team.
That sounds like a team who's just juicing themselves to try and win a World Cup.
That's
smart. World
It
Cup
is.
year.
Absolutely.
I don't know if have they won the T20 World Cup? I'm not sure if they have.
I think they have.
Yeah, I think they've won
I think
maybe
they
the
have.
early ones. Not recently, though. We have seen some, obviously, Australia winning the last World Cup. Potentially, that's all that sort of stuff. But India, you can never rule them out, especially on Australian soil. They're the best performers down here, and they'll definitely find a way. Really interesting that England are around that $4 mark as well, the same price as India. I would rule them out. They're 1-7 in T20s in Australia. They've also got a 40% win record in T20s this year. So
They're
very
also
interesting.
weak.
They
you
also
know?
are
They're
weak.
weak. Just
They're weak at the English.
They
The
crumble.
English hate playing down here.
Yeah.
They crumble in Australian
They
summer.
also hate like a tough, gritty win.
Yeah,
The
and you got to be a bit.
chances-
India won
jazzy
2007.
for a T20. A bit of kind of like, fuck you about you. England are quite proper. You know what I mean? They don't really, yeah. It's like, put away
Stiff
your
upper
fucking
lip.
harpsichord here.
Yeah,
We're playing T20.
Relax,
idiot.
dude.
Like, yeah. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
No, look, that's basically England. So fuck England, we're saying.
Fuck England, but the really good value here, and it's kind of like the Rugby League World Cup, is New Zealand. They've won 9 of their 10 T20s this year, completely flying under the radar, but they do have to put their hoodoo in Australia to bed. They've lost all 3 T20s they've played in Australia, obviously against Australia.
At least it's only 3.
it's
If it was
only
like
3.
30, you'd be like,
Yeah.
these guys are fucked. But
Yeah,
3 is
exactly.
not too concerning. What are they paying?
They're paying $7.50. So I think if Australia don't win it, India and New Zealand could definitely go toe-to-toe. Australia, New Zealand and England are all drawing each other in the World Cup, so they will play each other once. I think New Zealand can get up on England. Whether they beat Australia in the first game, I'm not too sure about. I think Australia have them covered. And then you got India, who's up against Pakistan, who are looking really hot. They've got 2 of the top 3. Their 2 openers are in the top 3 T20 batters at the moment for T20. So you can't rule out Pakistan for a cheeky bet
I
there.
was about to say, I don't mind Pakistan at $8.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's
so
the name of that guy?
Bubba Azam.
Yeah,
Bubba Azam.
yeah.
Everyone loves
Absolutely.
Bubba.
Yeah.
He's looking real hot. So Pakistan, definitely don't rule them out. They've also got South Africa in their pool as well, and Bangladesh, who Bangladesh have been playing some good cricket of late, but probably won't pose a threat there. But those are the kind of
Bangers
the
at
main countries.
101, maybe worth $1.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah. 100. $1. Yeah.
Definitely can't rule them out.
No,
Definitely
you can't.
rule them out. Other markets you can kind of look at for this, top run scorer, a couple of names here. The two Pakistani openers, as I mentioned, Mohammad Rizwan, he hit the most T20 runs in a calendar year last year by like 500 runs, and he only played 2 games less than the next bloke who played. So he's in the form of his career. He's averaging 64 runs at the moment in T20.
64 to T20s.
He's batted 36 times and made 18 50s. So he's looking real good here. He averages 96 against India, a few not outs there, but his lowest score is 43. South Africa, he averages 62. Bangladesh, a bit of his bogey side, averages around 30, but in those pool games, he could definitely start swinging away. But in Australia, he's only averaged 15 runs, so his average absolutely plummets. But it'll be really interesting to see because he has got good form against the opposition that he's playing in those pool games. So,
And are those markets out for like top run scorer?
Not yet. But something to look into as well. I think he'll probably be the favourite. In terms of other players you can look at, I really like the Indian opener, Surya Kumar Yadav. I'm sorry if I got that name wrong.
You did your best.
I tried my best.
You did. It's all about trying.
Stats, numbers, not
Look,
words.
pronunciation of an Indian name. I think we can forgive you for maybe not nailing it.
Thank you. He's only just come onto the senior Dav. He's 32 years old. He only got a start for India last season, and his first ball was up against Jofra Archer at Lords. Jofra bowled a bouncer, and he hooked him for 6. And that was just an absolute statement. He went on to make 250s in his first 3 T20s. Since then, he's risen to second in the ICC batting ranks for T20s as well, averaging 40 this season, including 350s in his last.
Imagine that after only getting a start. What was he, 30 or 32, just say?
31.
31, like you'd think. I mean, obviously, Mike Hussey, I think, his career started when he was 30, but you still kind of think like 31, if you haven't made it, you're kind of like...
31's pretty fucking old.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, what was that Philadelphia Eagles movie with like Mark
Wahlberg? Yeah, where he was like the open tryout and then he starts playing fucking NFL. I don't remember what it was called, but we all get it.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg, Philadelphia Eagles.
I love these future markets for World Cups. Like... When's the Soccer World Cup as well? Like all
November. Late November,
I
December.
love, if you can do like, here you got top run scorer, wicket, or goal scorer, so where you get to like track, it gives you a reason to watch almost every game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just get to track your runs, your wickets.
You're seeing how we're going.
Yeah. It's good fun betting.
Absolutely, and there's some good value there. And then for Australia, I think David Warner's probably your next best. He's second highest average of any opener in the last 2 years, 48 runs. It's his best batting average he has had in his whole T20 career. So right now, he's actually at the pinnacle.
He also was a player of the tournament in the last one.
He also loves Australia.
He does love Australia.
He loves
Australia.
He's also a dear friend of ours and a baggy green owner now.
He is a dear friend. I'm going to be having, responsibly, I'm going to be having a flutter on David.
I think that it would be... It's incumbent on you and I specifically to responsibly have a little something on David.
I'll be having something on David.
Responsibly.
Again, in Australia, loves the nation and in the form of his life.
Yes, absolutely. And his batting average jumps from 33 in T20s to 43 when he's at home as well. So
sign me up.
He knows the boundaries like the back of his hand. He knows where he hits them, to hit them. So I think David Warner's some good jazz. But that's probably your top run scorers there. And as you guys said, your man Babar Azam also looking really good. He was the highest scorer in last year's World Cup. He averages 57 in Australia with 2 50s in 3 innings. And He's only had 1 solid innings against India and Bangladesh. Is probably the downside, but he's also pretty good to go back-to-back for top run scorer.
Like it.
Yeah.
Easy. And last one is the wicket takers. Obviously, Josh Hazlewood is my favourite. 16 wickets in 8 games in Australia. He's got a better bowling average than Paddy Cummins, so I am picking him as the favourite here. And just above Adam Zampa as well. He's also got a good one there. In 2022, he's averaging a wicket every 11 balls. So
Hazlewood or Zampa?
Hazlewood. So definitely jump on
imagine that?
him.
11
That'd be
balls.
nice every 11 balls.
Fuck me.
Who was tipping us into Zampa for top wicket taker?
Was it Mark Waugh?
Maybe.
And that's not to name drop, but we did interview Mark Waugh for KO recently.
I think he thought that the bounce would trouble the
foreigners.
Guys from the guys from the southern continent. Not southern continent. What's it called?
Subcontinent.
Subcontinent.
I was like, that doesn't.
No, that didn't sound right at all.
Subcontinent. He reckons Zampa's bounce and potential lack of spin may trouble them.
There was also a leading run score that Kerry O'Keefe said that it's completely gone from me, and we're going to need to try and find who that was. Remember, he had some really interesting.
Yeah, I do, and we didn't write it down.
No, we didn't write it down.
I actually thought at the time I should write that down.
Yeah, should write it
but then
down.
I was like, I'll remember that.
And we didn't.
Of course I didn't.
Yeah.
What nationality do you know?
I think it was Pakistani
Maybe.
or West Indian.
West Indies actually haven't even qualified for the World Cup yet.
So then it wouldn't be that.
They're still. There's like a group stage.
I think is the pre-World Cup just start this week?
Yeah.
Then it definitely wouldn't be the West Indian. Might have been Pakistan.
So was that a qualifier that was on? Not last night.
No, these ones are. These are just warm-ups.
Yeah.
And then I think there's
this weekend or next week there is actually a pre-tournament.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think West Indies have played it well. If you're going to warm up against someone before trying to qualify for a World Cup, you definitely do it against Australia.
Yeah, the best. And we only beat them, I think, on the last ball.
Last ball, yeah. Absolutely.
Don't mind that guy does after he takes a wicket.
Salute. Yeah, love it.
Don't mind him.
Saluting guy. Yep. All right.
Last one is a subcontinent bowler, so we've basically ruled him out.
Not Southern Continent?
Not Southern Continent. Just check that.
Or incontinent, which is
The Southern Continent probably would be Antarctica.
incontinent when you poo yourself, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Glad we clarified. All-rounder for Sri Lanka that I've got is Winindu Hasaranga. He's a leg breaker. He's had 36 wickets in 20 games last year, and he averages a wicket every 14 runs. He's really good record against Pakistan as well, who he's coming up against 14 wickets in 5 games. Bangladesh and India, he also gets a good bag of wickets on top of that. So he could be something different if Sri Lanka do progress through the pools. But yeah, Josh Hazlewood's probably your best bet for this one.
Country boy, take the country boy. Yeah.
Beautiful. Take the country boy. All right, that is the cricket. All right, punters and dribblers. So as you may have realised, the rain yesterday kind of fucked our weekend of betting. And so rather than just try and cobble together some shit here, we are basically, as we had, I think, mentioned at the top of the show, we've got our Ned's betting group, which is where we're going to be spending some time over the weekend. That's where you're going to be able to find us. So Friday afternoon, that's today. Looks like Eddie and Sebo are going to be in there with a bit of dishy action. Now, am I saying that knowing full well that Eddie and Seb are going to be in there throwing out dishies, last-minute dishies, am I probably just going to pop my head in to that group? Yeah, I think I am. I would be shocked if Rando didn't just nip in and see what was going on. Saturday, ponies. A couple of us are going to be in there again. Eddie not, because he's at a lunch. So everyone bar Eddie will pop their head in.
But there's a
very good chance Eddie pops his head in because it's difficult to not. And then Sunday again, I think we're all just going to be popping our head in. So that's Ned's. Go to the group tab in your betting app, and you get in there. There's already 500 people in there who love to dribble and yarn. So that's where we're going to be. Next week, as we've said, we got the Rugby League World Cup, we got the Cricket World Cup, we got the Everest, we got golf. It's a fucking stacked week coming up next week. But keep an eye on the About Even Instagram, where we'll be giving you updates basically like, oi, we're in the group now. Come on in. Come on over. Come on over, baby. Mariah Carey, I think. But until then, is that us? Have I forgotten anything?
Hell of a season.
Hell of a season. Congratulations to Sebo, to the Misters. Congratulations to Rando.
We start next season next week.
Next season starts next week. So I've got a few days of soul searching. And then we're back. Until then, thanks to Ned's as always. Bye-bye.